Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH Kyle Richards teases emotional and lonely season. RHOBH star Kyle Richards is teasing an emotional and lonely season 14. The hit Bravo reality series returns on November 19th, and it will be very different. So what is going on with Kyle that has her feeling so low and off? Keep reading for more details. There have been a plethora of ups and downs in Kyle Richards' many seasons of RHOBH. She is an OG of the franchise, so she has shared so much of her life with the audience. They have seen her strained relationships with her sisters, Kim Richards and Kathy Hilton. Furthermore, her sister, Kim's alcohol addiction has been a key storyline for several seasons. Battles with co-stars and cheating allegations have made hot topics, but Kyle has consistently returned. Season 12 ended with a huge blowout after Kyle and Kathy reconciled. They struggled to recover, but the following season, she and her husband of nearly 30 years, Mauricio Umansky, split. She wanted to lead a more peaceful and quiet life, having gotten sober and started working out with a trainer. Kyle even became very close to country singer Morgan Wade. Yet Mauricio was still out and about, socializing for his business and living his best life. They grew apart, and that was the end for them. It was unclear if Kyle would come back for season 14, but she has. Unfortunately, her friendship with Dorit Kemsley is on edge, and they come to blows. According to Bravo, the season will have a lot of sad elements for Kyle, and it is all very personal. The mother of four noted that she does film with Mauricio for the new season. However, she shares that it was emotional to do those scenes with her estranged husband, as he had just moved out. Mao does shoot with me this season quite a bit. And it was brand new as he had just actually moved out right before we started shooting. And then my daughter did also. So I was very emotional during that time. Andy Cohen also chimed in with what fans can expect from them this season. I have to say, you see a different side of Kyle. I mean, Mova's moved out, and she's really trying to figure out what her life is. And she lives in kind of this big, empty house. And it's very surprising to see after we've been living with this woman for so many years, so something to look out for. In season 13, Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley both were struggling in their marriages. Yet Kyle was with Morgan Wade a lot, something Dorit had a hard time with. She brought up that Kyle saw Morgan more, and even had a K initial on her. There were also a lot of questions about her marriage, and if Mauricio had been cheating, so she and Dorit fell out. That was interesting as they seemed to be in the same boat. In season 14, they are now officially single women, so they should have made amends, but that has yet to happen. So it may feel that Kyle is on an island alone, but time will tell. As season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills kicks off, Kyle Richards, the show's reigning queen bee, hints that viewers should brace themselves for an emotionally raw season. This time, it's not about glamorous parties, sparkling diamonds, or luxury vacations. Kyle's journey promises a vulnerable side as she teases an unexpected loneliness that hangs heavy over her. For fans who have followed her over the years, seeing the tough, always put together Kyle facing such emotional isolation may be a surprising change. But beneath the glamour, Kyle's story is set to reveal struggles that will resonate with anyone who's ever felt the burden of change and loss. Kyle has always been the rock of the group, a voice of reason, a sisterly presence, a fierce friend. But this season, she's feeling the weight of years of friendship fractures, sisterly strife, and personal crossroads. The truth is, as the cameras started rolling, Kyle was at a point of deep personal reflection. There were whispers that her longtime marriage to Mauricio Umansky had hit a rough patch. Though she usually guarded her family life fiercely, the cracks began to show. It wasn't long before headlines fueled rumors, and her private life became public fodder. In a particularly emotional interview during filming, Kyle admitted that this season forced her to confront truths she'd been trying to bury. What exactly is it about this season that has Kyle feeling so exposed? Part of it, she hints, is the shifting dynamics within her friendship circle. Over the years, she's been through ups and downs with everyone on the cast. She's mended fences, built alliances, and sometimes walked away from friendships that became too toxic to maintain. But there was a rawness this time, something she wasn't used to. The fierce loyalty she's long shown to her friends was tested, and for perhaps the first time, she found herself standing alone. The return of some familiar faces added fuel to the emotional fire. Camille Grammer and Denise Richards came back to shake things up, and for Kyle, their return stirred up unresolved history. Camille's penchant for stirring drama and Denise's guarded demeanor brought a fresh layer of tension. For Kyle, these returning cast members represented not only unresolved issues, but also the reality that history, if not properly faced, has a way of repeating itself. Denise in particular had left under tense circumstances, and her re-entry into the group brought Kyle face-to-face with her past missteps, forcing her to confront unresolved guilt over their fallout. And then there was the issue of her strained relationship with her sister Kathy Hilton. Family tension has always been a staple in Kyle's RHOBH story, and her bond with Kathy has ebbed and flowed over the years. This season, however, things reached a breaking point. Kathy, known for her unpredictable nature and her tendency to call Kyle out in the most public of ways, brought new challenges for Kyle, who was already feeling isolated. The family's infamous dynamics, which often play out publicly, regardless of Kyle's attempts to keep things private, became a sore spot this season. At one point, Kyle is seen breaking down, confessing that she feels like she's stuck in a cycle of family drama she can't escape. A narrative that seems to repeat every few seasons and cut her deeper each time. The backdrop of her personal struggles with Mauricio only added to her sense of emotional isolation. Kyle, ever the picture of composure, has rarely let viewers see beyond her strong exterior, especially when it comes to her marriage. But this season, the rawness of her situation leaked through. In one particularly vulnerable scene, she admits to a friend that her relationship with Mauricio feels like a house with cracked foundations. There's been speculation and plenty of gossip, but it's clear that the struggles she's facing in her marriage are more profound than mere tabloid drama. Her friend and castmate Dorrit Kemsley tried to rally around her, offering support when things got especially rough. But even with her friend's attempts at support, Kyle found herself retreating into her own world, wrestling with doubts she'd long kept buried. At times she was distant, the laughter replaced with quiet reflection, and even her closest allies noticed the shift. It wasn't just that she was feeling alone. It was that, for the first time, Kyle couldn't pretend otherwise. Perhaps the most surprising emotional pivot came when Kyle took an unexpected interest in self-discovery and personal growth. For the first time, she considered therapy, acknowledging that the accumulation of fame, family conflict, and personal struggles had taken a toll on her mental well-being. In one scene, Kyle admits to feeling overwhelmed, like she's wearing armor that's too heavy to bear. She reflects on the version of herself that fans have come to know, the picture-perfect, resilient housewife who has it all together. In reality, Kyle reveals she's been struggling with feelings of inadequacy, of never quite living up to the image the public has of her. Through the lens of the season, viewers will see Kyle take a deeper dive into self-reflection, rethinking her approach to friendships, family, and her own identity. It's a journey that doesn't come with a simple, happy resolution. Instead, it's one where Kyle is left questioning who she's been and who she wants to be moving forward. Her sense of loneliness, though painful, has pushed her to reconsider what she truly values in life and what kind of relationships she wants to nurture. As the season unfolds, there's a sense that the old Kyle, the dependable, ever-supportive friend in Family Rock, is giving way to a woman who's finally putting herself first. It's an emotional journey that feels painfully real, especially for someone like Kyle, who's long been the glue holding so much together. Her loneliness, far from a weakness, becomes a powerful catalyst for change. Fans will see a Kyle who's vulnerable, reflective, and ultimately ready to face the uncomfortable truths she's hidden from even herself. Season 14 may be one of RHOBA's most emotionally charged yet, and Kyle's story will be at its heart. There's a unique resonance to her journey, one that speaks to the universal experience of feeling lonely even in a crowd. As she faces old friends, new conflicts, and the family dynamics that have defined her, Kyle's season promises not only drama, but a level of emotional honesty that's refreshing in the world of reality TV. For fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this season will be a chance to see a new side of Kyle, one who's as real and relatable as she's ever been.